back at the South Campus at the Raquel Gonzalez Automotive Technology Center. I'm here with Alfredo Freddy Garcia. He is the Department Chair for Transportation and Technology. He's also a professor of, what are your teaching? Collision.
Sure.
So thanks for joining me this morning, Freddy. This is the first I've actually had a chance to come and see the automotive part of Laredo College. How long have you been with Laredo College?
I've been 3 years with Laredo College.
Well, what were you doing before that?
Before that, I was working at a trial paints store. I used to do color matching and stuff, and then afterwards I would run my own shop, restoration shop.
Okay. When was the first time you started getting into cars and working on cars?
My dad was a mechanic. He already retired, 30 years in the service. He retired and then he left over the shop to me, so I've been around cars all my life. So on the weekend he would go and drag race and compete, and that's how I got into cars.
Yeah. And so you started to learn how to be a mechanic, or how old were you?
I was about 9 or 10 when I started to learn how to be a mechanic. So, but I wanted to do more with it. I wanted more to show off instead of just performing. So my thing was always collision, like colors, customizing, fabrication, all that stuff.
So you started learning all this stuff when you were 9. That was the beginning.
Yes, sir.
How do you go about staying in the business? What did you do once you started learning? Like, what was your
Once I started learning, I got into, like everybody else, the car shows.
Oh,
The car shows is a major thing for any child that wants to be part of this. That's how they grow up. That's how they get into the automotive industry. Some of them go through the drag racing. Some of them goes to car shows and stuff. So my thing was car shows. I started competing when I was 14. Made my first lowrider flight. Went and competed. Won a few trophies. From there, I went into automotive. I got my first car at 16. Started to build it up, paint it, fix it, wheels, system. You name it. So
yeah. What did you do as far as education? You just stayed in school? Did you have to take any sort of special classes once you got to high school?
Well, when I was in high school, I wanted to move to Martin. To Nixon, because they had the automotive collision.
Okay.
But my district was Cigarroa, so I had to stay in Cigarroa. So right there in Cigarroa, I took welding, I took wood shop, and electronics.
So you stayed busy with your hands, so continued to learn other trades.
Yes, sir.
But still wanting to be in automotive.
Correct.
After high school, what did you do after that?
After high school, I went to go work for a company, and then I was working part-time at the shop with my dad. And then I wanted to get into something. They would always tell me to get a degree or to get an associate or something. So I was like, all right, now I know, let me go check it out. And in 2004, I came over to Laredo College, and I found out they had opened a collision program here at the South Campus.
Okay.
So I knew the instructor. I knew Mr. Valdez from a long time ago from being a friend of my dad's. So once I saw him, I asked him, like, hey, what are you doing here? Like, I'm teaching, I opened up a program, and et cetera. And I came to the program. I came here 2 years. I studied under Mr. Johnny Valdez and Mr. Bobby Zuniga.
Wow. And so what do you get? You get an associate's degree? You get a certificate?
I got a certificate.
Okay.
I got a certificate, and then I got a diploma after the 2 years. From here, I went to the shop, started working, and then from there, I went to WildTech. WildTech is an institution over in Laramie, Wyoming, and I studied there for about a year. And I took collision, business management, and I took fabrication and upholstery.
I was going to say the business management is interesting, but really it's necessary if you want to maintain a business in regard to automotive.
Oh yes, especially you need to know all the laws and all the rules and regulations in order for you to even open up a business.
How'd you end up at Laredo College?
I actually ended up at Laredo College. I was working at Laredo Paints, so I would always have contact with Mr. Valdez because we supply their paints and stuff. And when the pandemic hit, I closed down my shop because we were going to remodel anyway. So it didn't have nothing to do with the COVID or anything like that. But Mr. Valdez showed up and he's like, hey, you know what? I'm about to retire. I would like to consider you to be candidate for the position. I was like, oh, thank you. Like, he was just letting me know. He's like, I'm just letting you know that the position is still open, so just to be aware. And he was considered to nominate for the position.
How did that make you feel when
It made me feel very proud. So, I mean, especially for him to acknowledge you his next position, I was very grateful.
Yeah. What was your specialty or what is your specialty as far as cars? What are you the best at, I guess?
I love to paint. I love painting. I know that some of the least amount of stuff is body work, but I love it. Like, I can't say that I hate something or love something more because I'm very equal to everything. I put 110% to everything I do. So it could be, I would say painting, like customizing.
Yeah. But if somebody brings you a car that got some mechanical issues, are you able to assist them as well?
I wouldn't say mechanical system. I would say more fabrication. Like if you bring me something that is very rusted and falling apart, I love that. I can put it back together. I can shape metal and stuff and mold it and finish it up and paint it.
You're more about the outside of the vehicle then.
Yes, sir.
What is the approach as a professor? Because you teach, what specifically did you say you teach?
Collision and refinishing.
How do you handle that as a professor? I mean, I've been interviewing English teachers, biology teachers, math teachers. How do you handle that as a professor? Is the student different? I mean, how would you describe it?
It's the same thing as I would explain it to myself. You know, I'll come in here and show them that I'm passionate about paint and body work and stuff, and I show them why I'm so passionate about it, and they get to see it. As soon as they paint something and they get to put it out in the sun and everybody starts asking about it, that's when they start clicking.
Yeah.
As soon as they paint something that they created, it's like having a child. You know, like once you start seeing it and growing up, you get to see what it is, what it can turn into, and that's what they love.
So as you're working on it, you really don't know what everybody else is going to think about it. What's more important, what you think about it or what others think about it, I guess?
I let them know it's very tough because we're in the business of show and tell.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a mechanic and you fix something, they won't know what's underneath the hood. But if you paint something, as soon as you park it outside, everybody's going to see it. So that's why I tell them, like, it's important what they think, but it's more important what you think.
Sure.
Your opinion is always going to overcome that.
The Laredo College car show that you host every year, how long has that been going on?
That's been going on for about, I would say 12 to 10 years. 10 years.
Is that something that the students work toward? Like, are they expected to be in the car show or only if they want to?
We kind of push them to be mandatory to go to the car show because this is, especially for collision, this is where this is their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This is where we go and compete. Now, there's a lot of painters, and this is where we're going to bat it out. That's our game. So whenever somebody wins best paint, best show, best of anything, that means that you're a top painter. That car is recognized as the best contender that there is.
That's also a reflection of the program as well.
Yes, sir.
If they win a top prize, then it shows well for the college as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What else does the Automotive Technology Center here offer at Laredo College?
We offer automotive and we offer diesel program. The automotive program goes through all the basics of electronics, suspension, brakes, fuel system, anything, and especially most diagnostics, electronic diagnostics, because we already know that every car is more electronic, there's more technology more in the car than anything else. So more students are actually more eager to learn automotive because now it's becoming more high tech. Before, it was just a mechanic. He would just come in, hear it, and if it clicks, it doesn't click, then he knew what it was. Now it's more diagnostics problem, so we have to come in with a computer, solve it, trace it, etc. So yeah, students are coming in and they're loving it more because it's more high tech.
Yeah. What kind of computer skills do you need to be able to compete?
The basics. I mean, I know that every Gen Z, millennium, wouldn't know how to handle a cell phone, so it's the same thing as a cell phone.
Really?
Yes.
But if you can compare cars to when you were 9 years old to today,
This is totally different. I mean, before you had maybe like 12, 14, 15 wires. Now you have over 100 wires going through the car. So, I mean, trying to figure out how to read the schematics and find out where one wire goes to another wire. So,
as teachers of this division, this department, how do you stay up to date with that? What do you do so that you continue to stay up to date with what's changed?
we're actually coming back from a training from WildTech. We went to WildTech to train. WildTech offers several divisions what they train every summer. So I took metal shaping. One of my colleagues took waterborne painting, and my other two colleagues took electronics. So we're always keeping up to date with what the industry is pushing out, and we're always behind, maybe like 2-3 years, because they keep changing it. And the equipment that's coming out is super expensive, so you're trying to keep up with it and budgeting and stuff. So that's what kind of slows down a little bit, but we kind of pick it up a little.
How does the electronic vehicle factor into things now? The EV.
Oh, the EV's coming. I mean, we were having actually a conversation with some of our colleagues, and they were like, "Oh, I don't think EV is gonna hit." I'm like, I went to my yard, and I noticed that I have everything powered. My weed eater's powered, my drill's powered, everything is powered now. So I'm like, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming, and it's gonna hit hard. So it is good. I mean, it's good for the environment. It's good for everything else. So we're trying to keep up with the demands of what is coming up.
And is that something that students are able to work on already?
Oh yes. So yeah, we already have 3 vehicles, EV vehicles here. We have the station. We have all the programming for EV. So all we're looking for is just now to expand to a new section just for EV.
Well, as the technology expands, you have to grow right with it, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you prefer cars of today or the cars of when you were 9 years old?
I still got my old cars.
Yeah.
I still got my classic cars that my dad gave me, so I'm gonna keep them forever. But I wouldn't mind a new EV for daily.
What about the typical student for the automotive program here, Freddie? Is that student, for those who are considering this field, do they need to have already worked in the automotive industry? Do they need to have any experience, or can they come in just school?
They can just come in. Most of the students that they come in, they're here for a reason. They want to help out the family. They want to learn more about the vehicles. We all come from different backgrounds, and there's different situations that we have as a background. So some of them are more difficult than others, and the reason that they come here is because they want to help out somebody. It's always like a nurse or a doctor. Mm-hmm. We're that for the automotive vehicle, so we're trying to help out anybody that we can. Some of the students, they never had a figure in their life or anything like that to tell them or to show them. Because everything's more electronic, so most dads nowadays, they're more computerized office business work. They don't know much about vehicles, so this is the perfect place where we can train you for this. Like, we'll teach you everything that you need to learn, how to change a tire, to how to diagnose a vehicle, to the deeper stuff. Like, if you really want to go into the career, we can show you how to go into the career. If you want this as a hobby, you can have it as a background in your resume.
Now, is this something that you would get an associate's degree, correct?
No, a certification.
Certification.
Yes, sir.
And is that all you would need, or would you need to continue?
Right now, we're actually, this program, it's an AEC program, which identifies to Automotive Excellency Service. So whenever you have an AEC, that's actually like I would put it like maybe like an associate's degree for in all.
Right.
So once a student come in, they'll get a certification, and they'll get an entry-level AEC certification as well. That we as instructors are signing off saying that student is actually capable of doing all the work.
It's really a great opportunity for students who don't really feel like they belong in the classroom or taking online classes. This is really a great opportunity for them.
Oh yeah, especially for students that want to get hands-on. Mm-hmm. That 20% of our classroom is 20%, 80% is lab. So I mean, you're gonna have more hands-on than anything else anywhere else.
Yeah.
We try to keep it as most as hands-on. So if you have a hard time like reading or understanding, we'll go through the classroom, we'll show you videos, books, we'll read about it, and then we come back to the lab and we show you exactly what you were reading.
Right.
So there's never any doubt of any other student that has not gotten it. They pretty much, as soon as they get it, as soon as they do it, they're like, oh, I understand what you were talking about in the classroom. So.
Well, is there a limit to the number of students you can have in this program?
Yes, we do. We have a 15-to-1 ratio for students, so each instructor can only handle 15 students for safety reasons.
Right.
Because if we have too much class, we won't have enough instructors to actually cover the final with. So we try to keep it 2-to-1, 3-to-1 ratio for the instructor.
Is there a waiting list for the automotive program?
Yes, we do have a waiting list for diesel, automotive, and collision.
So if someone's interested, they should apply now to get on the waiting list?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We're trying to move as fast as we can. We're trying to hire more instructors, and that's one of the problems that the industry has right now. One of the problems that we have is that there's not enough technicians and there's not enough instructors to teach technicians going on. There was actually a gap when, from the 2000 and 2010, where technology took over and social media took over. So most of the students coming out of high school, they wanted to be influencers. They don't want to go into the industry.
Yeah.
They don't want to go into business. They don't want to do none of that. They don't want to be doctors or anything. They want to be social influencers. So that's took a hit on all the industries, everything, everywhere. So now they're coming back, realizing that, hey, if I'm going to be in school, I'd rather be in school for about a year and a half, come out with a certification and go to work and pretty much make the same money as a nurse in this field.
I'm guessing some of the old school teachers also may have decided, you know what, I don't want to have anything to do with this new technology, and maybe they dropped off as well. But,
Yes, sir.
what do you love about teaching, Freddie? What do you love about this department?
I love the curiosity that they come in with. They're so lost that they don't know where to start, how to begin, how to ask for something. And then after the year and a half, they're pretty much talking your same language.
Yeah.
They're already talking to you. They're saying, hey, sir, like, how do I do this paint? How do I do this? How do I do that? And it's just amazing how fast they're picking up everything and how ready they are for that industry.
Yeah. What's next for the department? I know you mentioned diesel and also EVs, maybe having to expand that. What's next for the automotive department?
What I'm looking for, we're trying to expand, trying to make more classrooms, more instructors, trying to make the program more technology advanced. So that's something that we're looking for. We added welding to collision. We added new engines to diesel. So we're trying to bring everything that is high tech to Laredo College and trying to keep up with the technology that's out there.
So I usually like to ask what the faculty does when they're not teaching or not here at the college. What do you do in your off time?
Our off time, we still work summers, summer 1 and summer 2, we still come and work. We actually start building our trainers. We're trying to build more trainers so more students can have more hands-on. Once that, we pretty much go camping, we go training at other facilities. We try to look at other colleges around us to figure out what they're doing and how successful they are and what is working for them. We try it, we see we can adapt to it. Other than that, we just pretty much just work and try and finish our trainers.
What do you do personally though when you're not working?
When I'm not working, I pretty much like to go camping. We go to Garnets for about a week. After a week, it's too hot. We come back and just relax in the air condition. So pretty much. But I like going to car shows and enjoying doing some with my kids.
You watch any kind of shows that are car related?
Oh yes, I love watching that's how I got into it. Saturday mornings, instead of cartoons, I would watch Horsepower TV.
Really?
Yeah, it's something that they used to show on only Saturdays.
Yeah.
So now they have it 24/7, right? But before it was only on Saturdays. So I would wake up, I would actually watch the show, and my kids, I would actually make fun of me because I would see a guy doing painting, and he would do fabrication and everything, and my kids were like, "Don't you do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I mean, I like seeing somebody else do it, you know."
As far as, do you have a favorite car movie?
Oh yes, I would say right now my favorite movie would be, I would say the Fast and the Furious, the first one, not the rest.
Not the other
first
12.
One. Yeah, not right. Yeah, but I know that one. I would say the first one. Yeah.
What music do you like, Freddie?
Oh, everything. I'm actually. I mean, a lot of people are surprised that I like the jazz or blues from the 1920s, like
Whoa.
Robert Johnson and stuff. B.B. King. You know, just to name a few. But yeah, I love the jazz, blues. A little bit of metal, a little bit of rap here and there, but mostly the classics.
Who would you consider to be your role model, Freddie?
I would say Jesse James. Jesse James is somebody that I grew up watching on TV. I love how he does the metal fabrication. Now he's doing guns, knives, he's doing all this, and he does it from scratch, from everything handmade, everything fabricated. So I love his ideal and thinking of how he goes.
Freddy Garcia is the department chair for transportation and technology. We're at the South Campus. Everything for automotive is done here at South Campus, Freddie?
Yes, sir. Everything's here. Like, we do registration, advising. You can come in. We can always give you a tour. We can give you a tour of the facility. You can meet the instructors. You can actually talk to the instructors. We'll get you advice. We'll put you on the waiting list. We'll advise you when and where the next classes are coming up as well.
Sounds good. Anything else you want to add, Freddie?
No, sir.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for everything you do for the college and continued success.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.